Hey guys, it's Double E here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to tie-dye using the stuff that came in your Camp box. So we're going to be using 3 things that should be in your box, and I'm going to show you what they are. We're going to need this blank camp shirt. You're also going to need a few rubber bands. Oops. That should be in your box as well. And then you should have 2 teeny tiny bags with a color on them, and we're going to be using both of those for this activity. In addition to the stuff that's in your Camp box, you're also going to need 2 bowls. I like using the big ones because it's a little easier to dip dye. You're going to need some water and 2 or 3 plastic bags that I have tied onto my chair here because it's very windy today. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take out our shirt and tie it in the way that we want our tie-dye to be. So my personal favorite design is a bullseye. It's what I'm wearing now. It starts in one place and kind of moves out like this. So that's how I'm going to tie my shirt. But you don't have to do bullseye. You can tie it any way you want and it'll still look like tie-dye. So to do a bullseye, you have to lay your shirt out flat and pick it up where you want the center circle to be. So I'm going to make mine like in the middle of my shirt. I'm just going to kind of pick it up like this. And then we're going to take sections and kind of rope them off using the rubber bands. It's important to make sure the rubber bands are super tight so your colors don't bleed together too much. So every one of these is a different layer. So you can do as many layers as you want, or you can do a different design. Doesn't really matter. The hardest part about tie-dyeing is making sure the rubber bands are as tight as they can possibly be. Last one. Okay, so now I have tied my shirt so that I can tie-dye the bullseye design, which again looks like what I'm wearing here. So I'm going to kind of set this to the side. Now to make the dye that you're going to use to dip your shirt in, rule of thumb is 1 teaspoon of dye, which is exactly what is in the packs that you have, for every 1 cup of water. But I didn't measure it out, so you can just guesstimate, because I just guesstimated. That's about a cup, I would say. So, I'm gonna dump my water in. I'm gonna make them 2 different colors. Oh no. Shake it up a little bit. If I didn't mention that you should probably go outside for this, you should probably go outside for this, because it gets very messy sometimes. And don't do what I just did and accidentally put the same color in both of your bowls. We're just gonna have a little bit of a bluish purple. Alright. Wow. They look really similar. So this one's blue and this one's purple. So for dip dyeing, we're just going to take our shirt, and for every one of these sections we're going to dip back and forth, back and forth. So let's there's the blue. Now onto the purple. This is gonna get all over your hands, by the way, so go outside for this one. And you want to make sure the dye gets in the crevices really well. So you might have to use your fingers to push on it a little bit. You're going to get kind of messy. And your colors are going to bleed together a little bit, but that's okay. Back to the blue. If you have a smaller bowl, you can probably stick one section in at a time without it, you know, crisscrossing or whatever. Okay. Back to the purple. You'll notice your water is starting to disappear a little bit because the shirt is soaking it up. Last one. Perfectly acceptable to do what I'm doing. Okay, now when you finish doing all of your sections, you're going to take the plastic bag, make sure it doesn't have any holes in it, and we're going to put the shirt into the plastic bag. And I mentioned that you might want to because sometimes the dye gets on the outside of the first one, so we'll have to double bag it to make sure we don't bring it into the house. Our tie-dye bagged. It needs to stay in here for, I would say, 24 hours or more, so it has time to soak up all of the dye. And then before you wash it, be sure to rinse it with hot water so it gets rid of all of the excess and it won't be in your washing machine. And then the first few times you wash it, you can wash it on cold by itself, preferably, just in case all of the dye doesn't come out when you wash it with hot water. So I hope you guys enjoyed this activity. It's one of my favorite camp activities, so enjoy your tie-dye, and I'll see you later.